Hello guys, it's been a couple of months. I think the last video I made had something that was another one of those snow ones. Last kind of vlog I did, I think, was like last April, about just updates and stuff. But now things are going to go a little more personal. Now, I kind of want to, yeah, I mean, forgive me, I didn't prepare for this a lot, I'll admit, but I kind of want to talk about basically, like, my personal life. When it comes to, like, finding love and stuff like that, and getting to, having a girlfriend and, getting intimate, those sort of things haven't really come to me. I'm 23 years old. I turned 23 on February 15th, and yet I still don't have a girlfriend, or really have never had one to begin with, like, really ever. It's just, I don't know, like, I've been told, like, I'm good looking and stuff like that, and I've been catcalled a few times too, and, I've been trying to put myself out there. I've been trying to, just, sort of, just kind of go out to public places and try to, just, live life, go to bars, go to coffee shops, stuff like that. Nothing has happened, and I mean, this is something that has sort of been on my mind quite a bit, especially in the last, like, year or two. When I was in high school, I mean, this sort of thing wasn't a priority. It wasn't like, oh, I fucking need a girl, I need to, get laid or have sex. I mean, that's another thing. I'm still a virgin, too. I mean, that's sort of been keeping me down a little bit as well. Not too much, but a little bit. When I was in high school, I mean, getting a girl or whatever, or having a girlfriend, it wasn't on my priority list necessarily. It wasn't like something I have to fucking do. No, it was in the back of my head. It didn't, like, at the time I was like, well, it'd be nice, but I don't need one. And even into community college, the community college I went to afterwards, up until the fall of 2015, I was like, yeah, I mean, I still don't need one. Even as I transferred here, I don't know if I revealed where I go to school right now, but I'm at Northern Illinois University, or NIU for short, in DeKalb, Illinois. It's about, like, 2 hours west of Chicago. From where I live, it's 1 hour, but anyway, that's beside the point. My first semester here, like, it wasn't like, I stayed in my dorm quite a bit. I mean, I didn't really go out much, a little bit. I'd hang out with people on, like, the floor I was on, but, I was okay with, kind of being on my own and sort of, doing shit by myself, keeping myself busy, doing whatever. I was okay with it. It wasn't until the semester after that when I started to realize, oh shit, like, people are, getting in relationships, and people are, they might be having sex, or they might be, making out, and, just, doing things like that. But me, nah, none of that. No, none of that whatsoever. Yeah, so it's just something that's kind of, I don't know, I mean, I still, like, stay on top of my schoolwork and stuff like that, but just, I don't know, like, just feel like I've been lagging in this respect, especially in this day and age. People are, looking down at their crotches on their smartphones, like, people are doing that. It's like, and people don't really look up and notice the world around them. I try to do that. At the same time, I'm guilty of, looking at my phone, but I try not to do it as much as most people. I still like to look at the world around me. I don't know what it is, but, like, I like looking at rivers flowing and, like, streams of water. I don't know, like, that's just fascinating. But anyway, aside from romantic characteristics of the outside world, let's get back to let's get back to the topic here. So yeah, now it's like, now it's definitely a priority that, like, man, like, I don't know, I just feel like if I had a girl of my own, like, I can just, I can feel a little more accomplished about life. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but one of the needs is love needs. And that's something that I think we all need, not just from family, but from other, from other people, whether it's friends or, and I have friends, don't get me wrong, I hang out with them and stuff like that, I go out places and all that, but it's never nothing's ever really come about, like, any of these things. I've talked to girls and stuff like that. People would say, oh, well, why don't you try Tinder or whatever. I've tried that, but nothing's really happened as a result. I've talked to plenty of girls on there, but I don't know, like, I've even initiated meeting up. Some of them initiated meeting up with me for whatever happens, and every attempt made by either me or them has failed for whatever reason. It's just, I don't know, it just hasn't really worked out with me with that. I don't know, it's just like, I don't know, like, I have this notion that time is running out. Like, if I'm like 25, 26, maybe even 30 and still in this situation, I'll be like, fuck, what's wrong with me, and stuff like that, I hear all the time about people, like, getting laid and having sex, and that's something I would like to do. I mean, like, I know, obviously, I know how to be safe about it. I've been to health class, and I mean, not just that, but I just, like, I know how to be safe about it. I know to use condoms, I know, like, stuff like that, and whatnot, but I don't know. I don't know what else to say, really. I mean, it's been depressing a little bit, this issue that I've been having. Some of my friends have girlfriends. Others, same situation as me. I don't know if any of you ever listened to Elliot Rodgers' his audiobook. Well, it's an audiobook on YouTube. It's about 10 hours long. It's his manifesto, basically. And I can't help but just relate to it. Not saying I would do what he did. Obviously, what he did was extremely cowardly, and, like, I mean, you can't kill innocent people and somehow get your point across. I don't know. I mean, what that guy did was wrong, obviously. But, I couldn't help but just relate to a lot of the stuff he was talking about. Like, he just felt like less of a person because he didn't have a girl to his side, because he couldn't experience things that other people at his college were experiencing. And I'm like, I'm in that same situation, but I don't know, like, but Elliot let it consume, like, a lot of his life. It was to the point where, I would see couples, girls talking to other people, but not me in my classes, so I dropped them as a result. I mean, that's like, it doesn't get to me that much, obviously, but it's like, but it's still, like, sometimes it just gets to me that, there's other people who are like, even when I walk around my campus and, girls are talking to boys, or I guess men talking to women, vice versa. I mean, that's me sometimes, but, like, for the most part, not really. It's just me kind of walking myself, and then that's pretty much all there is to it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, it gets to me too when I see that. I mean, I've been to parties and stuff like that, and I've seen, like, people, like, madly making out. I remember seeing this one couple, like, basically making out, like, against a wall, and I'm just like, fuck, I want that so bad. And I don't know, I mean, we'll see how things go, I guess, beyond beyond this point in my life, I'm trying to make changes. I'm trying to be more social, stuff like that, you know. But I don't know. In this day and age, you know, you know, I've had bad experiences with trying. You know, like there was this one instance. This happened about a month and a half ago. I was at the bar and I was talking to these two women that I met on a previous occasion back in October. And the conversation sort of dried out after a while, so I'm like, well, just kind of see what they're up to, you know. So I kind of followed them, didn't really say anything. And it got to the point where this one bartender signaled me over like this. And I'm like, oh no, I'm good, I don't need a drink or whatever. And he kept doing this, and I'm like, okay, so what? See what this guy wants. And I kind of knew it was something like serious. And he asked me, do you know those girls? And I'm like, yeah. What are their names? He was very stern about it, and I gave him the names of one of them, and then he's like, okay, like what you're doing is like, you know, I've seen you following them around, not saying anything. That's harassment. And I'm thinking, no, it's not. And if it is, like, I don't know. And he basically threatened to kick me out after that. So I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just leaving. But the truth is, I've done that like as far as I can remember. Follow people without saying anything. It's just me. Like, another thing I should mention is I'm on the autism spectrum. You know, I'm, you know, when it comes to social interaction and communication, you know, it doesn't come natural to me. Like, I really have to try harder than others. And that's probably something I should have mentioned earlier in this video. It probably would have explained, like, a whole lot. And, you know, people would have said, oh, people would think, like, oh, okay, now you know, it explains a lot, basically. But I don't know, what else can I say about this other than, yeah. Well, that's pretty much it. I mean, I've been planning on making this video for a couple of weeks now, and I finally got my word out there, so, yeah, just, yeah, that's pretty much it. Later.